I went from a 313-pound offensive lineman and playing center for both UConn and James Madison to a fitness model working for USA Models at 193 with a full six-pack. Now this obviously wasn't overnight. It took about 5 years to perfect when it came to revealing the core, having some parts of the core grow, and ultimately making the six-pack really stand out. It took all 5 years to prepare for this. I was training abs at 300 pounds and I was getting made fun of for it. My strength coach, Derek Owings, made fun of me for doing sit-ups, weighted sit-ups, crunches after practice because I knew at some point I was going to have a six-pack after I lost all the weight. I had already made it up in my mind that number one, I was going to lose weight, and secondly, I was going to have a six-pack. You may be 250 plus, 300 pounds watching this video, but if you're just trying to get a six-pack in general, you need to already have it in your mind that you're going to get that six-pack, that you're going to, be one of the few percentage of people to have visible abs. So if you're that person, this is going to be the guy that you need to get that six-pack. With you coming from a higher body fat percentage, there's three parts to you getting a six-pack. There's the foundation, there's the building, and then there's the revealing. Remember this, quality abs, the abs that stand out in front of everybody, are built in the weight room and are revealed in the kitchen. So we start with the foundation, which if you're watching this video, you probably have some weakness cramps. You probably hate doing abs in general, and you have to push through them, right? Because when you have the foundational core strength, when you have those things in place to where you can clench your abs, you can start to really feel the muscle start to develop within your abs, that's when you really start to build them. So with a calisthenics routine, and I'm going to share the exact calisthenics routine I used even at 300 pounds to get my abs really rolling, you're going to start to build that foundation. The calisthenics routine that you need to use, and write this down, it's going to also be in the description, is toe touches times 50, crunches times 50, leg lifts times 20, and you're gonna have Russian twists 20 each side, right? This may be 1 to 2 rounds per day is gonna build that core strength that you wanna have going into you doing weighted exercises. You wanna do this until you get no weakness cramps, right? Once you stop getting the weakness cramps, once you're about maybe 2, 3, 4 weeks removed from weakness cramps from doing this, then you want to start getting to the weighted progressions. But again, will this suck the very first couple times that you do it? Absolutely, right? And the thing is, not everything is supposed to be easy, but it's supposed to be worth it because you're going to be building that foundation for when you're eventually going to get a six-pack. Just like the foundation, when you build the core, you want to build the core while you're heavy. You don't want to get all the way to the end when you're done with your dieting, when you're done with losing all the weight and be like, shit, I don't really get that many abs. And then you have to build from there, and then it takes the same 3, 4, 5, 6-ish months for you to build something within your core, for you to look good after all that body fat drop that you could have just used while you're dropping the body fat. So for building the core, again, you're using weights. Again, weights are going to be the signal to increase the stimulation within your muscles. They're going to allow them to grow even further, right? Calisthenics do it to a certain degree. Weights are where we take it to the next level, and that's just with every other muscle. So you treat them like every other muscle, and you add weighted core exercises to each of the parts of the core, right? Your upper, your lower, and your obliques. So these are kind of the exercises that you want to do, take them throughout your workout split to increase that muscularity within your core. Cable crunch, weighted. Decline sit-ups, weighted. Sit-ups, weighted. Weighted hanging leg raise. You want to put a weight in between both of your feet and then raise it up. Weighted side crunches, right? Weighted hanging side crunches. Put a weight between your legs and then crunch it up. Again, everybody's at different stages, but you want to work up to doing those. That's really going to build out the muscularity within your core. Now, everybody's favorite part, which is revealing, right? So we have 2 areas of fat that we have to significantly reduce for any of your abs to show. That is the subcutaneous fat, and that's the visceral fat. Again, we can't spot reduce, so we're going to have to put you in a calorie deficit with your diet. 500 to 1,000 calories under your maintenance. Make sure that you're tracking with the tracking app, TDE calculator, MyFitnessPal, to dial in your calories. And the key to being in a deficit, guys, is this. You want to eat what you want and eat what you like during that deficit. Just make lower calorie swaps of eating what you want and eating what you like. You want to assuredly know and understand that the deficit is effective because you're tracking everything. We don't want to be doing the guessing game. We want to do the real work, guys. So make sure you have a food scale. Make sure that you have MyFitnessPal. Make sure that you're dialing everything in, doing everything that you can to make sure that this six-pack comes to fruition. The more serious that you get with this, the earlier you get a six-pack. Throughout doing this, you want to do a couple different things. Make sure you're hitting your protein goal of goal body weight. If it's your very first time getting lean, you may want to go maybe 20 to 30 grams of protein over your goal to use it as like a natural GLP. Protein and healthy fats are going to blunt your hunger. So make sure you're dialing in from that standpoint. You're also getting 80 to 100 grams of carbs for lifting. We're not just lifting the core. We're lifting all parts of our body. So all of the muscles are being stimulated to grow at the same time, and we're growing more muscle. And from that standpoint, while you are in the deficit, right, you're doing both the calorie deficit and the cardio I'm going to talk about in 2 seconds. You're basically carving your body and adding more muscle at the same time. So you get that nice little V by the time you're done cutting. For your list, we're doing 2 working sets to failure, hitting PRs and beating those PRs the very next week. Make sure before you hit your 2 working sets, a couple of different things. You're doing a couple of different warm sets. You're doing your heaviest weight first while you're the freshest. We want to maximize muscle growth and retention during this time. We don't want to have a situation where we're doing, a bunch of lightweight and then a lot of reps and we're not stimulating anything to be grown or to be kept. And that's one of the biggest mistakes when you guys are cutting. You need to make sure, if you want to look good, if you want to look solid, you want to look lean, that stuff gets done. To speed up the rate of loss and to tighten your waist even further, we're going to do a couple of things. Add 10K steps as a minimum, right? That's going to be raised throughout the time of you losing body fat. And we're doing steady state cardio. The incline treadmill, to be particular with it. The goal is to do this, guys. We're getting 1,000 calories under our maintenance with our, nutrition and diet. And we want to get anywhere from 500 to 750 further from our deficit with the 10K steps combined with the incline treadmill. So now you're at a 3-pound loss rate and you're rolling fat off. And you're going to see this throughout your time, rolling fat off, especially if you're weighing in every single day, that the graph is going to go down like this. Now, to keep it moving that way, whenever you lose 10 pounds, you want to do 2 things, right? Because fitness is just eating less and then moving more. So bring your calories down every 10 pounds, 100 to 200 to see the same rate of loss. And then every 10 pounds that you lose also have 1,000, more steps, or add 5 minutes per session to your incline treadmill sessions. This will prevent any plateaus as far as fat loss, right? You may see the scale kind of fluctuate because of water weight, but we want to see that same rate of loss clean throughout the time of you cutting. Depending where you are in your journey, this may be a 6-week process. It might take you a year, right? It took me a year to lose my first 100 pounds. But regardless, this is how you're going to get your 6-pack, right? Foundationally, to the building, to the revealing. So guys, thank you for watching another video. I'm going to see you guys in the next one, how to add lean mass every single year.